The Queen of Heaven is another false god mentioned in the Bible, and her worship brought judgment upon the people of Judah. She was a pagan goddess, connected to fertility, prosperity, and protection, and many scholars believe she was the same as Ishtar or Astarte, worshipped by other nations. The people of Judah turned to her during times of hardship, thinking she could provide for them, but in doing so they abandoned the Lord their God. In Jeremiah 7:18, God describes how the entire family took part in her worship. The children gather wood, the fathers kindle fire, and the women knead dough to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. And they pour out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. This shows how deeply the idolatry had spread, involving every generation in rebellion against God. They offered food and drink to this goddess, believing she would bless their homes, yet they were provoking the true God to righteous anger. Later in Jeremiah 44, the people openly confessed that they preferred to worship the Queen of Heaven rather than obey the Lord. Verses 17 to 18 record their words. We will do everything that we have vowed, make offerings to the Queen of Heaven, and pour out drink offerings to her, as we did both we and our fathers, our kings and our officials, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty of food and prospered and saw no disaster. But since we left off making offerings to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out drink offerings to her, we have lacked everything and have been consumed by the sword and by famine. This was a shocking statement. The people believed their prosperity had come from a false goddess, not from the Lord who had delivered them from Egypt and given them the promised land. They twisted the truth, blaming their suffering on abandoning her worship, when in reality their suffering came because they had forsaken God. Idolatry blinded them to the truth. Jeremiah warned them that their devotion to the Queen of Heaven would bring disaster. He declared in Jeremiah 44:25-26 that because they had made vows to her, the Lord swore by his great name that his name would no longer be invoked in the land of Egypt by the mouth of any man of Judah. Their false worship cut them off from the blessings of the Lord.